Making it impossible to receive the health care you need isn't a bug, it is the feature, right? That is the point. And when you look at eliminating the option of having medication mailed to you, Slate has this great reporting. If the Supreme Court agrees, providers will no longer be able to mail abortion pills to patients. But the long-term implications are even more dire. The Comstock Act's overbroad language could effectively outlaw medication abortion by making it illegal to transport to clinics, to pharmacies, or to patients. President Joe Biden presumably won't enforce the ban, but the next Republican president probably would, threatening violators with years of incarceration. We've also reported on some great local stories of OBGYNs making plans of what to do with their kids in terms of custody if they go to prison for doing their jobs. What are we sort of living through, in your view, Barbara?
It's a really strange time. And, the Comstock Act is one of these things. It's a very old law that made it a crime to send obscene materials through the mail. So extending that to medication used for abortion is itself quite a stretch, certainly not something that was contemplated at the time that law was put on the books. And so that argument is a stretch. There are two other arguments in this case that it really should make any lawyer's head explode, regardless of what you feel about abortion law. This is just a farce. Number one is standing. Before a case should be heard, there should be a real matter in interest, a real harm, an articulable harm. These doctors have a very theoretical harm that someday, if someone uses this medication and somehow it goes wrong and somehow they end up at their hospital and somehow they're the doctor that has to help complete this abortion, their rights will be violated. That's the speculative harm here. That alone should be enough to dismiss this case. But then the other one is that a judge could overrule a decision by the FDA that a drug should be on the market. This drug has been on the market for 23 years, and if this case is allowed to stand, then no drug on the market is safe. And pharmaceutical companies will not have the kind of assurances they need to invest research and development in the manufacture of drugs. So if this were any other issue besides abortion, the Supreme Court would quickly and summarily throw this case out its door. And the only reason they're taking all this time is because it's such a hot-button cultural issue. If we just look at this on the law, this case should not even be in court.